Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and this is episode 100 of Direwolf20's Let's Play Season 4, and there are Endermen on my roof. What's up, Enderman? Hey, episode 100. Wow, that is a crazy number to be at. I have never done 100 episodes of a single series in my life. That's a little nuts. Well, I'm going to head to the overworld here because I've got a few things to get cooking in this episode. I really hope to be able to, get some major progress done on this little frames machine that I'm working on here. I've got a lot of these MFFS projector focus matrix machines here, but I'm going to need a lot more of them. I'm also going to need probably a few more link cards because basically, how about I show you in the end what I'm looking to do, and then, you'll see what I need to have planned. So we wrapped up last episode with this happening. Boom. I've got a force field wall that extends pretty well all the way around my stuff. Yeah, not too shabby, right? Yeah, not bad at all. I might need to bump it out a little bit more on one side or another, but we'll see where we wind up with it. And Enderman, what's up? I'm coming for you. See you later. I just couldn't deal with them hanging out up there. And this episode, I want to get the rest of the force fields working so that I have a force field on every wall, including the bottom and top of this thing. That's going to be very important, especially the bottom. Wink, wink. So we'll definitely need some force fields kind of on all 6 sides. So I'm going to need 5 more of these little devices here, the projector, and I'm going to need 5 more type mods, 5 more link cards, and probably a lot more focus matrix and distance modulators. So a lot of work to go to get all these force fields working, but hopefully once it's done, it'll look really cool. Now, you guys have seen me craft all these items before, and it's actually a little bit of work. So to spare you guys the pain of watching me craft all these items again, I'm going to go craft most of them off camera. I'm going to throw my coal in my macerator and start getting some more coal dust, and then we'll go from there. So how about I come back in just a few minutes once I've got a bit more of this stuff. All right, I'll see you soon. Alright guys, I just did a bunch of crafting and I hope I've got everything I need. So let's go out here and start placing stuff down. So I think the best approach really is probably to do something like the following. It would probably be a good idea to just kind of stick these deflector guys, and where are they at? This thing, the modular thingy-mabob. Place that guy right here. And that way it's kind of the same as it is over there. It doesn't really matter where we place it. I should craft up the... Do these guys stack? I don't know if these stacked or not. Some things in this thing don't stack, like these. Okay, so I'm crafting one at a time. Both that and the link cards don't stack. Okay, so we've got our deflector and our link card, and there goes my obsidian. Get back here, obsidian. Ha! Faster than you, Enderman. Alright, so this guy should be still producing power, of course, courtesy of our geothermal generator. Plenty of lava cells in there, and this thing probably getting rather quickly filled up with lava cells as well. Maybe even get a second geothermal if I really start to have power issues. Alright, but let's encode our link card, frequency card encoded. Cool. So link card goes here, it should link up, and the projector type mod goes there, and then we'll just need the range projector, which was, if I recall correctly, just 6 of these guys. That'll do. Because we want it to be, not right up against the ship. We want it to be kind of further away. Cool. What did I do over here for top and bottom, by the way? Top and bottom over here, 10 above, that's all. Okay, cool. That's right. Don't really need much below. And then let's give it a test. So just got to throw down one of these guys. Cool. Alright, we need this guy here, and we probably need our screwdriver as well, wherever that might be. And what frequency was I going with for these? Because they're all going to be the same. 20, that's right. Cool. So let's give this thing a test now. Boom. Alright, so I need, should probably just shorten that side. Bump that up by 1 over here, and then I'm going to need about 1, 2, 3, 4 more over on that side. Okay. 1 there, 1, 2, 3, 4. How does that look? Not bad at all. I like it. I could probably shrink this side. What do we got? 2 from the wall here, and this thing's really kind of got like 3, right? Alright, so I'm going to pull one out of the left side here. Or the right, I guess. There we go. That'll do. Cool. So now we should have a pretty solid force field on either side of the ship. Now let's get the other sides going. And for that, we're going to need a little bit more work. Now, basically, I'm going to be just duplicating everything you saw 4 more times. I'm going to be crafting myself another one of these guys. And you might be wondering if I have enough of these projector upgrades. I obviously don't in my inventory right now, but that's okay. I made some extras. Ta-da! So I stored them in here for now because I knew I'd need them. Alright, so these guys and each of these, and we're going to need a link card. And then what I'm going to do is just stop recording for a minute and maybe just show you the outcome of each one of these getting placed down so you guys can see each step of the way. So I'll be back once I've got the next force field working. Alright, got some Endermen teleporting up onto my roof. Letting them know who's boss. But looks like I've got my third wall working here. And you can see I just set it up so that, and I have to stop hitting shift when I'm activating my thing here. But you can see these walls, they basically meet here. So I lined it up just perfectly, which wasn't hard to do really, so that they meet. And this side is the same way. Just so you can see here, so we kind of hit a corner. And again, don't worry about that security station online error message I'm getting. Yes, and there's a typo in there, but that's just a different aspect of this mod that I'm not really using. Alright, on to this side and I'll be back. And if I did that properly, yep, we're meeting the corners over here. You can kind of see it if I line it up properly for you guys to see. That looks nice and smooth, doesn't it? Yeah, the corners do look sharp. Nice. And from above, everything looks really good. Look at that, it's kind of perfect. Force field all the way around. Now the last piece of it is not to fall into that pack of Endermen. Look at them. They're all like, ha. Deal with it, Enderman. The last piece is the top and bottom. So why don't I get them situated and I'll be right back. Probably just kind of throw it in the middle here. Doesn't really matter where. Maybe like here and here. And I'll be right back. Alright, so now what we want to do is basically shift-click this guy so that it's facing the opposite direction. Remember, when you shift-click with an industrial craft wrench, it makes the machine face the opposite direction from the side that you click on. Alright, so this guy's going to be facing down. We're probably going to want to bring this force field down about 4. Let's see how well that works. And I'll put like, I don't know, 8 on each side. I have no real idea on which way I need this to go. That'll hopefully give me a rough idea. And then it's a simple matter of the force field. Let's get this guy situated here. Now I do actually believe these blocks will transmit their energy. So let's bump this guy up by 2, just so it's further up. Alright, cool. So put this guy here with this and that. Screwdriver it up to 20, and we're ready to test, right? Right. So let's make sure that everything works. Oh yeah, look at that. Ha! The Enderman teleported up here. That's awesome. Look at that. When I gave him a platform, they could teleport into it. That is funny. I don't even know if I like that, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Looks like they can't teleport onto the frames, though. That's for sure. That's too funny. I got to see how that works if I'm up here. Dude, that is great. They can teleport onto that thing, but they can't teleport onto the frames. That is too awesome. Ha! Love it. Alright. Where was I? Oh yeah, doing things. Cool. So how does this look, by the way? Definitely a little bit low. Hey, how's it going? Could probably bring it up 1. Let's do that. See how it looks. That's not too bad, actually. Now, if I brought it up 1 more, right? Hey. Man, these Endermen don't make it easy on you, do they? Don't worry, Enderman. Your time cometh. 1 more block higher? Or do I want to have that extra space there? Between the force field and that block, I don't think is a bad idea. Alright, well, if I'm going to have that extra space there, then I'm going to have to bring down these edges 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe each. Yep, that'll do. So this guy also needs to be brought down 4. before I do that, really, I should bump this side out by 2. This side actually appeared to be pretty good. This side is good. And this side actually works. Alright, 2. That's all I need. Now remember, this thing facing this way, so it's the left side that we have to bump out by 2. Right? Did I do that wrong? I did, somehow. Managed to mess that up. Not sure how. Maybe that might be a little bit of a bug that I found. I'll have to let Thundernark know about that. Alright, cool. And this guy goes bound by 2, right? Was that it, or 4? 4. Oh well, I'll go get him in a bit. Now I'm probably going to need a little bit more of these focus matrix things, maybe another stack of them. Let's see how everything's looking right here. Hey, how's it going? Just want to see how it all looks. Alright, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think it looks nice, right? Yeah. We've got a rather nice looking force field going on. Excepting for the fact that Enderman can teleport onto the bottom of the force field. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. They can't do much from down there. Except fall. Ooh, one of them did make it onto my frames machine. Okay, cool. I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. Alright, I'm going to need to go make a couple more of those things. I'll be back, and then we'll get the top piece going. Alright, making progress. So, this guy, and ooh, I replaced my ring. How did I do that? By mistake. We're probably going to need quite a few more of these distance modulators, because if we test it out up here with this thing, you'll see that first off, it is traveling, the redstone signal is going through the block, so we do have this thing. We need to bump it up a lot more, like maybe 5 more? Five more. There we go. Well, 6 more. Let's see what happens if I put 6 in there. So remember, it's this guy. We're going to put 6 more distance modulators in. And let's just get, like, what do we have over here? 8, 8, 8, and 10, huh? Let's just put 8, 8, 8, and 8, and then we'll see where we have to put everything else. Cool. And you can see the force power building, so we're doing pretty well. Oh yeah, definitely going to need this guy to be brought down a little bit, or a little bit higher actually. But aside from being higher, it's going to need to be maybe 1 more on those sides. Okay. So definitely higher, by like 2 maybe? Well actually, let's see. 1. 1 more higher. Okay, and I'm just going to take guesses here. Wow, did I perfectly guess that or what? I think I did. Nice. So do we have an active force field? I think we do. And for that, we're going to need a control. So let's get a force field control going on here. That should be really easy to do. Just this guy and this guy. And we need a transmitter on frequency 20 and a lever. That's about it. See how easy it is? I love it. Do I have levers? Probably not. I can get some. Okay. Transmitter. No. Yes. That's a receiver. Transmitter. U20. Activate. Boom. Force field. How's it going? Nice. I like it. I'm debating if I want to get a security thingy in here. That might not be a terribly bad idea, to be honest with you. Look at that. That is just cool. I have like a totally perfect force field. I just want to make sure that there's no holes in this force field because that's, believe it or not, actually very important. This is not just for looks. Trust me. If this were just for looks, it would be awesome. But it's actually got a purpose. It's got a very important purpose. Protection. Ooh, and you know what I want to know? I want to activate my force field here and just see how much how much force power I wind up with. Like, am I gaining force power or losing it? And it looks to me like I'm gaining it. Wouldn't you say so? Yes. So the way I'm looking at this right now, I'm producing more EU than I'm using, which is a good thing in my opinion. And once this thing completely fills up, we'll have a really good idea of, you know, how much we can store here. And that's not the lever I wanted to flip. This is. Cool. Now, do I want a security station? I might want a security station. I'm not going to lie. That might be a nice idea to have. How much are they? Teleporter, huh? Wow, that's expensive. Alright, we'll see about a security station. Not right now. Anyway, I'm really excited because I've got this guy. Awesome. Alright, moving on. I'll be back in a minute once I come up with the plans for the next step of this little frame machine here. Oh, you know what I should probably test just to make sure everything's like cool? I'm going to do it now. I'm going to activate the force field. Everybody's happy. Turn off the force field. Now, here's the thing. You cannot move while the force field is active. It won't update the force field location. But as long as the force field's off, we shouldn't have a problem moving. So if I activate the force field now, let's see, we're still one away from this wall, one away from here, one away from here, and what was I? One away from here as well? Nice. So yeah, everything looks good. But remember, you can't move while the force field's on. It will move us, I believe, but the force fields will all stay in position. So I might want to, at some point, set up some kind of, like, setup. Let's see, yeah, everything's cool. Not a problem. Everything's moving. We don't have any issues. I'm pretty excited about that. Let's move off to the other direction once or twice. 1, 2. Cool. Force field on. I love it. Can you guys tell how excited I am about the force field? I'm not even lying. Alright, now let me go get the stuff I need for that. Alright guys, so I've got myself a couple of frame machines and some frames, as you can see down there. I'm going to activate my force field. Nice and safe. Haha. Then I can work down here without flying, which will be nice. What I want to do is kind of have a little deployment go on from underneath this platform. And I'm trying to figure out exactly the way I want it to work. But I think the cool thing about having this force field down here is that I can hang out down here and have a very good view of what's going on underneath me, which I think is going to be ideal. So I think I actually want this part of the build to occur down here on the underside of this platform. And what is all this stuff? Okay, cool. That is all wired up properly. It looks funny to me from the angle I was seeing it. So yeah, I think I want to have the controls for this actually occur down here. Now, I could obviously have them up there if I wanted to, but I like the idea of kind of seeing it all in action down here. So let's find a good spot to put this little control mechanism. I don't know if I want it like right up in the front here. That might not be bad. Yeah, like right here. That does sound kind of cool. Alright, give me a minute. I'll be right back. You know what? I decided I want to go kind of middle-ish. So let me get building here. Let's see. I'm going to need a couple frame motors. I'm going to need some frames. And the way I think I need to do this is just run these things down here to about this position. And then run these guys. Is that right? No. Maybe right like that. And then I can have my frame motor here, and do I want this guy here? Might not be a bad position for it. Let's see. That will pull it. Okay, that should work. We'll find out pretty soon if it doesn't, though. Don't worry. Nice. Alright, so this guy should be pushing up, and this guy pushing down. And he can't push any further than this one, and this guy can't push any further than that. Right up here, I'm going to put one of these marble covers, so that whatever frame, if it does hit up here, won't actually have an issue. So let's see, if I put a frame like so, and I'm thinking... that's not where I want you. Kind of hard to work in these cramped quarters, isn't it? Let's get some power to these guys. The reason I kind of put it right here is because power is real handy. I can just do that. Right there. Boom. Got some power ready to go. So we'll do that. And it'll take a second or two for this whole, you know, electrical thing to redistribute its power to all the different machines. So we'll let that happen while I'm thinking through my next plans. Now, I actually did a little testing on this plan of this build, and I determined I'm definitely going to want some frames to be on all sides. They want to be covered, except the one spot that I actually want to move something. So that's why I'm putting this marble brick or covering on all sides. Okay, let's get some levers in here for testing as well. So there we go, 1, 2. So this guy should be moving up. Perfect. And we shouldn't have any issues. Remember, we want to have covers on all sides. That's A, to prevent moving these wires, because these wires would actually get us stuck. So we want to make sure that that doesn't occur. How's everything over here? We're good, we're good. Okay, cool. Believe it or not, frames can actually move the force field blocks. And then when you turn off the force field block remains. But it's really easy to fix. The thing about the way these force fields work is if you break them, see, they're actually breaking right now, but they're getting replaced almost instantly. But if the force field power is off and you break it, it doesn't get replaced. So if you do accidentally move a force field block with a frame, that's how you fix it. I can even demonstrate that if you want. See? We were able to move that force field up. Now there's two things to note here. Number one, we moved this force field out of this thing, so we do have actually a hole right now. So cool for that, right? Yeah, we can't really place anything there, but okay. Now if I try and break this, note that it quickly breaks. Awesome, but we still have this hole. Okay, good to know. I'm going to turn this guy off and back on. And the hole should be gone, and it is, see? Cool. Or actually the hole was here, right. But there's something I want to change up real quick. I want to put a cover here and then move this down. 1, 2, and we're going to need one more cover on this guy, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to need one more frame. So let's get one set up. Frame goes there. Nope, that's not going to work either. Move it down. Most of the sides are covered. Move it up one more. There we go, and then I can just get this side. Cool. Now everything's nice and covered up. Right. So that's down. Right. Cool. Good. All right. So I want to actually move this thing down through the force field while the force field is off. So you ready? Boom. Okay. So what's actually going to occur now is the force field is all around this block, but this block is actually taking up a spot, so the force field can't be there. And if I was on the other side of this force field, I could really demonstrate that a little bit better. But that's okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. So we'll pull the thing up. Remember how I said it's going to automatically replace the force field? Well, that, I believe, is what happened right there. Because I pulled up one more, note that there's now a force field block there. So when we move the frame out of the way, a force field block was put in its place. It's the same as if we did something like this. Hang on. Actually, yeah. Force field off. Put something like, you know, cobblestone there, right? Okay, so right now we've got cobblestone taking up the position of that force field, and when we break it, it'll kind of instantly place a force field in its place. Cool. That's going to be very important and good for us. So I'll be back when I'm ready for the next stage of this. So what I want to put here next is a deployer. We're definitely going to be deploying something from here, and ooh, this might be a little bit tricky. So let's get the force fields off for a second so I can place my deployer right there. Cool. So this is where the force field will be. Okay, so we have to make sure, let's pretend there's like a force field here. So the deployer is going to deploy something right there, right? So what we want to have next is some more frames. And this is the part I'm kind of making up as I go along, because I haven't perfectly tested this part yet, believe it or not. And then we want here to have something. That'll work. That's going to have something there. And again, we want to have, you know, when we don't want to move something, we want to make sure to cover it all sides in marble. That's going to be very important so that we don't pull the force field blocks with us. Because if we pull the force field blocks with us, you saw it doesn't replace the force field if the force field block gets moved. And it's also important for not letting things stick to other things that we don't want to have sticking. Cool. So now this thing should do the following. I can push it down, 1, 2, okay? And let's go turn on our force field and see how well it works. Cool. So the thing is out underneath the force field. Perfect, exactly what I want to see happen. And then we want to have it come up, 1, 2. And we're moving the force field with this block. Yeah, that's okay. That's not going to be an issue. So this block got moved. All right, we're going to want to actually be moving something there. So let's demonstrate that by putting something right there. Moving this thing down again. 1, 2. Just to prove that everything's good. Now we can move it up. 1, 2. Perfect. And this force field has been replaced. Double perfect. All right, so what's going there? Good question. Let's go get what we're going to put there. Actually, I think I might have some of them in this orange bag. I do. Redstone torch. That's what's going there. Boom. So let's test this out now with a redstone torch there. It should behave, but I just want to make sure that we don't have any issues moving a torch through a force field. Oh boy. Did you ever think you were going to say that in Minecraft? I want to make sure I don't have a problem moving a redstone torch through a force field. Oh, how I love mods. Alright, up 1 and 2. Perfect. I like it. Alright, next up we're going to need some logic. Right. So how to deal with that part of what we need to do. That's going to be a little tricky, believe it or not. So give me a minute to figure out how this whole logic thing is going to work. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, and I'm just testing all 4 directions of my frame machine. Looks like all 4 move in the proper direction. I actually had to make one minor change. I noticed I couldn't move the whole thing because this arm that goes up and down wouldn't connect with the frame above it, and because it's in the middle of the platform I couldn't really get it to connect and behave the way I needed it to. The only solution I could really have is to place a frame motor that's not even powered or doing anything, doesn't matter what direction it's facing in, but the frame motor here will grab onto the arm when it's lifted up. Okay, so look at this, see, I don't have a marble cover here, so the arm can move away from the frame motor, no problem, but when it's all the way up against the frame motor, it'll move the whole arm along with the platform. So that frame motor basically required. Alright, and now I was trying to figure out how I wanted to move the frame motor up and down. So let's figure that part out. I'm going to activate my force field again now that I'm done messed around with stuff. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, this won't be elegant, but I think it'll work. So I've got a couple wireless receivers here. I've got a timer, and I'm going to need a NOT gate. Where's my NOT gates? I think I've got one in here probably. Right? NOT gate, NOT gate, NOT gate, NOT gate, NOT gate. Perfect. So, yeah, this won't be perfect, but it should work for the most part. Like that might be cool. Yeah, that should work. What I'm going to need to do is run these guys like 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to need a timer and a NOT gate. So that should sit like that, and then my timer sit like that, okay, on a 0.8 second repeater, because remember it's about 0.8 seconds for each frame motor movement. And then how do I want this thing to get wired? I'm debating exactly how I want this part to work. Now this will pull it up, but we haven't activated the deployer yet. But don't worry, I'm getting to that part. Let's just try this real quick with a wireless receiver. I'm going to set this guy to 30. So when we hit 30 here, this thing should come up. I just need to hold it, right? Boom, good to go. And the force field seals itself. Perfect. All right. So do I want to do that with a state cell so I can just do it with a click of a button? That might be cool. I think I do. Okay. It's going to require a little bit more wiring, of course, but, you know, whatever. State cell. Should have one or two of them laying around. Yeah. So just one more of these things really will be all I need to do. And what else do I want to do? State cell basically here like that, and the screwdriver going like this. That'll do. And then frequency 30 again, right? And this thing should run for about 3 seconds, should be enough. Okay, so let's see what happens if I pulse frequency 30 now. Am I missing something here? That's not a receiver, that's a transmitter. That's what I'm missing. Ha. That works. Right? Pulse frequency 30. Oh yeah, we want this guy to be facing that way. Okay. That way like that. That actually looks a little better, I guess. Cool. So let's see how that works again. Like pulse. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I like it. All right. Now to go along with that, I'm going to just have one little frame dude like this. Okay. And then we need to, of course, have this guy, this guy, this guy. I'm going to need to turn off my force field for this part. But under here, we're going to have another wireless receiver. And this is the part where it's going to be like, why are you putting two wireless receivers right next to each other? Basically, I really do need to, because there's really no good way for me to get the wiring through the force field like that. So now when I pulse this, let's see what's going to happen, right? I should get the following. Boom. Yeah, that's not... Boom. So it deploys and then lifts. Okay? So let's try that with the thing down. 1, 2... Okay, so now we're through the force field. Force field goes on. Okay, everything's down underneath there. And then we pulse 30. Boom, deployer, up. And it's up inside the force field within 3 seconds, which is pretty cool. And everything's inside, and we're nice and safe. Alright, now how do I want to get this thing down again? That is the question. So bear with me a minute, I'll be right back. I actually think I have an idea on how I want this to work. And this is actually going to be pretty useful in about a minute. Yeah. Knock this guy off, right? Get some red alloy wire. Get the NOT gate ready. Okay. What I'm going to do is get some wire to a NOT gate to a receiver. Where'd that receiver go? Where did that receiver go? No, it was the transmitter that was there, that's why. Cool. Okay. Sweet. I think that's good. Everything's cool? Everything's cool. Alright, and this thing is up, right? It is. Alright, real quick, I just want to test to make sure that my whole... Alright, so that's off. Oh, things ain't moving. Why aren't things moving? Oh, you know why? Probably because I have a lever down here. Yeah, these levers being here actually prevent the thing from moving in the direction that I was trying to move it a second ago. Now everything should move, right? Just testing. Always want to test, right? There we go. And a good thing to make sure of is come down here and make sure that this whole arm moved along with everything. Make sure the frames didn't move along and the arm stayed put. Alright, cool. We're good. So now what I want to do here is probably the following. Hook up another receiver or something here. Yeah. Give me 1 sec to think this through. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I put some frames along here. Okay. So the back of this piece is getting awfully complicated, but I think it's going to work out for the best in the end. Let's get our state cell and everything going. So what we want is a state cell like that, right? But the other way. Sonic. State cell to a NOT gate to a timer. Close. State cell to a NOT gate to a timer set to 0.8. Okay, so same thing, state cell, NOT gate, timer, state cell, NOT gate, timer, but I want one piece of red alloy wire in the middle for a very good reason. And the reason is I want this thing to deactivate my force field automatically. And for that, I'm going to need a wireless transmitter. And that guy is going to transmit, what is it, 20? So let's make it 21. I don't think we're doing anything with 21 at the moment, right? Nope, probably not. These guys are in the 30s, right? Yeah, so we'll make this guy transmit on 21. And what this is going to do is whenever 21 gets sent up here, it's going to activate this wire if the force field's on and turn off the force field. And I think I'm going to need a couple more receivers. So why don't I go into the overworld and get a handful more of those, and I'll be right back. Yep. Okay, I'm back. I got myself a couple wireless receivers. Let's go get this thing back to the way we had it. Yeah. So hopefully what we've got here now is just the need to place a wireless receiver up here and set it to frequency 21. And I need my sonic back where it was. 21 on the receiving end. Alright, so here's what's going to happen, right? Force field's on. This thing is up. What I want to do is pulse frequency 31, which is going to require this guy to be here. Okay. $31, boom. Okay, see how it turned off the force field? Alright, and that was kind of bad because I had something active that I went through there. So let's pulse 30, boom. It should deploy and come up. Okay, now I pulse 31 and watch. The force field turns off for a second, it lowers, and then it turns the force field back on. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted to see happen. So let's cover these guys all up with frames. Shouldn't really matter too much, but you know, just to make sure. And so yeah, that's a good way to make sure that the thing is off, right? And all I gotta do is hit this guy, and you're off, right? Awesome. I love it. Next up, I had another thing I want to do. Frames on the bottom here. We're getting pretty close to testing this thing out for real now, because you're probably wondering what's going to be deployed. Well, let's go get some stuff to deploy. So what I'm going to want to do is pull the arm back up, frequency 30, boom. You should be going. I just want to test one more time to make sure everything moves the way I want it to. So to the right. Good. And everything down here moved, right? Nope. Something bad happened. I bet it's this guy. See why you have to test? Otherwise, bad things happen. I lost my NOT gate? How did I lose my NOT gate? Oh, I know why I lost my NOT gate. Probably went down here. There you are. Come back, NOT gate. It did not like getting pulled in two different directions. This is why we test, guys. Alright, let's move the whole thing back one. This direction should connect everything back up the way it belongs. Right? You guys are cool now, and I can test my wireless thingy. 31 goes down. No, this is not good. So I don't want this arm moving. Alright, give me a minute, I have to figure this out. Alright, I think, so this guy is required because I don't want this arm when it moves up and down to move this little platform thing. So it is important that that's there. So let's get this guy placed back with this, and that. We'll put our timer back right there. Timer. On the 0.8 interval, remember? Okay, now just to confirm that this is working, 31 should lower it. Good, see? Now it's working again. See how tricky it can be working with frames? What we're going to do is knock this guy off. Okay, and we're going to just put a frame right here. And that should enable it to move everything when the platform as a whole moves. Okay, so let's test that now. Move to that direction, please. And don't break anything. Well, let us move, so that's important. Everything looks to be connected still and properly working. It does. Let's try frequency 31, should lower everything. And frequency 30 should bring it all back up. Perfect. Alright, cool. Just going to test moving everything in every direction real quick to make sure we can move in all directions still. Yes. Cool. Alright, let's go get some stuff to deploy. What do you say? Oh yeah. Can't wait. Ta-da! TNT. Came to the overworld, got some gunpowder, and crafted some TNT. Nice. So we're going to test this with TNT and see how it goes. So, official testing time, alright? I'll be right back. I think I should probably just back up this map just in case. And I'm back. Cool. Now, I bet there's something that a lot of you guys are probably wondering at, and you're probably wondering what's up with the redstone torch. What is the deal with that thing? Well, let me show you what the deal is with that thing by coming right over here to the side of my house. TNT has this really interesting property. You ready? When you place TNT on a block, it is not affected by gravity, so it will just kind of float there adjacent to whatever. However, if you emit a redstone signal and turn on the TNT, basically light the fuse, boom, it's instantly affected by gravity and falls. That's an important note. Ha! Alright, so let's get our system going. So we've got this thing on. The thing is up, so we're going to place some TNT into our deployer. I'm going to emit frequency 31 to lower it. And make sure you're flying when you do this. So frequency 31, go. Cool. And you might have also noticed that by doing this 31 thing, if I ever do manage to get outside my force field while it's on, for whatever reason, I can get back in by just pulsing 31, and it'll just kind of turn the force field off for a couple seconds. Cool. All right, you ready? This is the ultimate test. Here goes nothing. What should happen is I should pulse 30, it'll deploy the TNT, get activated by the redstone signal, the TNT will fall, and then it'll kill some endermen and destroy some terrain, and it'll come back up and bring this thing back up before the TNT blows up, and reactivate the force field. Go. Ha! Nice. See? Thing's back inside now, and we're ready to go again. So all I gotta do is 31. Boom. Lowers the arm. 30. Go. Ha! Dude, could you ask for anything better? I think you could. Alright, so I'm back in the overworld, getting ready to craft some cool stuff. You can see I've got some machine blocks here. One of them is going to be upgraded to an advanced machine block. Let me just make sure I have all the stuff I need. I think I'm missing one or two things. Where did this extra frame motor come from? I don't even remember. I think I was using it to fix something that I broke off camera. I need to get obsidian. 7. Okay. So one of them, like I said, becomes an advanced machine block. Cool. And the other we're going to turn into this guy, a compressor. Now I want to upgrade this thing to a Singularity compressor. And to go along with that Singularity compressor, I need to do the following. I need a medium voltage transformer, because we've got high voltage out there in the place that we're at. So in the end, we've got, you know, like I said, yeah, I need 2 gold wires and a machine block. Request successful. Did I have gold wire in here ever? Yeah, I did. Sweet. Yeah, we have high voltage, but we have to tone it down to medium voltage to get the Singularity compressor to work. So no big deal, right? Right. So there we go, MV transformer. So let's take that guy out into the end and get him warmed up. So we're definitely going to be compressing something, right? Definitely. Let's set up the MV transformer right about somewhere along here, along this line. Where do I want this thing to go? One sec. Well, I hope this works, but this MV transformer can sit here, and remember we want to get our electric wrench and get the triple dot side on the high voltage current, so right there, right? So high voltage comes in here, and I should... Don't know if I actually want to do that or not, because then it's going to be adjacent to that thing. Which should be okay. We should be able to do something like that, right? And a Singularity compressor. Alright, so that thing's getting power. Let's just make sure everything moves. And they do. Nice. No problems. No problems at all. Except when I don't want it to stop moving. There we go. Cool. So Singularity compressor is good. Let's give that guy a redstone signal. So he can start warming up. Oh good, it still moves. Perfect. Now I'm going to come over here to this side of this thing and place down this energy condenser that I built a while ago and never really did get around to placing down. So it's not targeting anything. Let's go get something for it to target. Dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum bum. That's right, we're targeting uranium. We're also going to need some gunpowder, which should be in miscellaneous junk, I think. Yep, plenty of gunpowder in there. And while I'm at it, I think I'd like to grab This project table. I really don't need him anymore, do I? You guys hang out in there. I'm borrowing this project table. So to the end, please. Yeah, I know you guys are all freaking out over there. And rightly so. Force field engaged. And yeah, I know the force field doesn't keep out the Enderman, but there's really nothing I can do about that. Now, uranium ore actually does have an EMC value. It's worth about half a diamond, which ain't too bad, really. And I've probably got a lot of lava cells in here, to the point where I probably don't need to be targeting them anymore. And I can allow all the EMC I'm generating from this guy to go into targeting uranium. And I'll keep a stack of extra uranium in there for now, and throw a stack into the Singularity compressor. Now, the Singularity compressor shouldn't have much of a problem. Why are you draining? You should not be draining like that. Okay, Oh, the redstone signal. Derpy durs. Alright, good to know. The redstone signal is transferring into this guy, which I want to say redstone behavior should be nothing. Now you should continue outputting power, and you're not. Because I'm affecting this guy with the redstone signal, not this guy. Okay. We're messing this thing up with our redstone signal, so I gotta remedy that somehow. I've got an idea. Alright, believe it or not, I have to craft something that I've not yet crafted, I don't think, this season of this Let's Play. I have to get some painters, and I'm going to get a green one, because I just happen to have green laying around, and a red one, because I just happen to have red laying around. And then we're also going to need to get out of my orange bag, I think. We can put this stuff away and get this stuff. Hopefully I don't break nothing. You know what? Yeah, don't want to break nothing, right? Okay, we'll knock. I don't want to place this guy here. One sec, I'll be right back. There we go. I faced that away so that I can now place down this. And by painting these lines, it doesn't allow them to connect. Cool. Then I can place my MV transformer here. So now this guy should connect properly, and then I can face this thing the right direction with my wrench again. There we go. And the redstone signal is on, and the pressure continues to build, which is good. And we don't affect the block, and we no longer lose power. Perfect. All right, fix that little bug. All right, project table time. Where should we place our project table? Maybe like right over here. Cool. Now I'm pretty sure compressed or refined uranium does not have an EMC value, which is fine by me. So we'll take some of that out and just place it on our project table, along with some gunpowder. And you know what I could probably do? Nah, I don't want to target in here. What if I just targeted gunpowder right in here? You, target gunpowder. And if I were to grab, say, a stack of redstone, would you make me another fresh stack? I'm thinking you would. Sweet. So you're going to stop producing uranium in order to produce gunpowder, but that should be fine. Alright, I'm done with that. Let's get our uranium. Now basically the way this works is we want to set up the uranium like so and the gunpowder like that, or is it the other way around? There we go. Nuke. Ha! Oh boy. I really hope this works. Force field should protect me. I'm going to go do another backup real quick. I'll be right back. Alright guys, here we go. It's time to roll. I've got my nuke created by my project table, and the compressors and everything in here. I placed the nuke inside my deployer, and we're ready to test. So, frequency 31 should turn off the force field and lower the arm. Go. Beautiful. Okay. Now frequency 30 should deploy the nuke. It'll fall, just like TNT, hit the ground, bring the arm back up, the force field will get replaced in position, and kaboom. You guys ready? Ooh, you know what I should probably do? Just to be safe? Because I don't know if it's going to affect my little house over there. Yeah, that might be a problem. I guess we'll find out what happens, right? No, we're not. We're going to get out of the force field. And just borrow my overworld linking book here real quick. Just in case. And then let me back in, please. Alright, now, just in case I, blow up my house over there with this nuke, let's activate it. So, here we go. Frequency 30. Deploy. Go! Nuke falls. Thing comes up, and the nuke hangs out down there. Now remember, a nuke has a much longer fuse than regular TNT. And hopefully this force field protects me against nukes. Pretty sure it does. Guess we'll find out. Kaboom! Nice! Look at that. Man, that was some serious damage. That is not bad at all. I like it. How'd I do up there? Oh, yeah, my house is gone. Yeah, definitely my house is gone. So it looks like the end rock has some pretty serious resistance to explosions. But my house, not so much. Nice. That thing is toast. It completely destroyed my house. It has a very large radius, the nuke, by the way. Yeah. So let's maybe just try, I don't know, making a few more. This is fun. 7? That's a lot of nukes. I'm just going to bring 2 with me. If I wanted to, I could create another wireless transmitter, by the way. 31, bring it up. Oh, wait, that's deploying it down, right. It's already back up. Alright, ready to put another nuke in there. Be really careful not to hit your wrong frequencies. Alright, 31. Because you don't want to deploy the nuke inside the shield. That would just be awful. Though I think there is a way you could get around it. Okay, ready for another nuke. Go. Sweet. What's up, Enderman? Boom! Ha! Nice! All the Endermen in there just got toasted. I love it. Lost a little bit more material up here, too. That's awesome. Alright, let's get this force field off. Got a couple force field blocks sticking around. Not a big deal, though. Come on. Break. Ah, didn't want to break you. Not that you're the most important frame piece in the world, but, you know. That is too awesome. Not sure why those force field blocks are stuck there, but I'm sure it's just a little bug. Not too worried about it. What's up, Enderman? How about I just knock out the blocks from under you? Ha! Take that. Alright, now we're ready to fully see this thing move. Like I said, not sure what's up with the stuck blocks. Probably just a little bug. Let's move this way a little bit. Go. This is too cool. This big old moving fortress thing. Nice. And it doesn't move up and down, but I don't think that's really necessary. I'll be back in a minute once it's moved into position. Alright guys, I just moved this thing a little bit forward. You can see we're definitely further away from that explosion point than we were a minute ago. And I'm going to reload this thing, and there's Endermen sneaking up here. That's alright, they're about to be destroyed. Put the nuke in. Frequency 31, push it down. Oh, see? And I have to use 31 to get back in, because I forgot you have to be flying when you activate 31, if you're down here, that is. And let's nuke these guys. You can see my arm comes back inside the force field, and the force field is important, because this whole frame machine would probably be destroyed if not for the force field. Totally serious. You saw what happened to my house, and that was like higher up than my frame machine is. Kaboom! Ha! Nice! That was awesome. And look, there's the little obsidian place where I originally spawned. Nice. So, I think that this was a pretty successful build for episode 100. I'm pretty pleased with it. Yep, so this is Direwolf20 signing off on episode 100. Still can't believe I'm saying that, of season 4. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And come back next time. What am I going to do in episode 101? Good question. Probably nuke the Enderman a bit more. And then we'll have to figure it out from there. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this, and take it easy.